Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RVBusiness Capitol Talk, sponsored by the Dicor Corporation. I'm Rick Kessler. He's Sherman Goldenberg, and joining us is Mary Pouliot. Mary, congratulations, was just promoted to Executive Vice President of the Americas, where you are the Grand Poobah. You are running North American operations, aren't you?
I am. I'm hoping for one of those hats.
Well, congratulations sincerely.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be a fun ride.
We were just talking about how much travel is involved with that nowadays, not to mention everything else that you're part of. And I have to use my notes here because you are involved in so many things. Chairman of the RV Technical Institute. You're the treasurer on the RVIA Executive Committee. You're also the chair of the RVIA Supplier Committee. And just so that we don't forget, you're on the MARVAC board, the Michigan Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds.
Yeah, all in my spare time.
Yes.
The pay is great, so I'm going to keep going.
Mary, give us a little bit of background. Where'd you come from, and how long have you been at Thetford?
Sure. Well, born and raised in Michigan, out of college. Worked right in the automotive. I was in the automotive for several years, moved over to this industry. Actually, Kevin Phillips is the one that brought me into this industry. Him and I worked together in the automotive, and he called me out of the blue one day and said, "Are you interested?" And I kept saying no, but he was very persistent. We know how persistent Kevin could be. And 16 years ago, I joined the company. So I've been with Thetford, Norcold for 16 years, started out in customer service, moved over into OEM sales, and then from there took over as VP of sales and marketing, and now my current role.
But as you step into this job, what do you consider your top priorities for Thetford, not only as a player in the industry, but in a kind of a crazy time in the industry, in the world?
Yeah, I think internally, my focus is really our employees and making sure that we're keeping the organization strong. We're going through a downturn right now. I mean, the market's softening. We all know that. We've been through it before. I was talking to Rick not too long ago about how, we've come out of this many times, and we'll come out on the back end stronger than the front end, just like we have the other times the market's had this type of reset. So, for me, it's keeping a strong organization through that, and, keeping people positive. But then also making sure it's times like this is where you're really building your services and building your relationships with your customers, because you have the time to do that. Because during the crazy time, we're all worried about getting product out the door on time and in full. And now where we have some time to kind of sit down and relax a little bit, it's time for us to get in front of each other again and really continue to build the relationships with each other.
Rick, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Product, I reviewed in the years your product focuses, and tell us about that. Tell us where, when you look at your agenda going forward, where you see yourself concentrating more than anything else.
Well, I think for us, we're, on the product side, we're really looking at the new consumer into this lifestyle and their needs and what does that mean and how do we support that? It's all about convenience and making, especially on the sanitation side. I mean, it tends to be the worst part of RVing. So for us, it's all about how do we continue to make that the convenience there and make it an easy job, so that when someone is out and enjoying the lifestyle, they don't have to worry about it. So really on the sanitation side, it's really around that. And then on the refrigeration side, we're all looking at what's coming down the pike, Example, electric vehicles. What does that mean to us? I mean, we build a gas absorption refrigerator. We have, we've joined the DC market of refrigerators, but what does that mean to us into the future? And, how can we develop our products to support those initiatives for our customers?
Good. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, one of your former coworkers always used to say that Thetford was number one in number two.
Yes, we still say that. I always say, because we have toilets and refrigerators, it's in one, out the other.
Wait, the refrigerators, Norcold side of business.
Yes.
What percent of that is aftermarket? Any of it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's, people want to upgrade, or they want to, change out after so many years. But yes, we do have an aftermarket presence for refrigeration.
Okay, and go ahead, Rick.
Nope, go ahead.
In one, you obviously look to extend the aftermarket extension of the refrigerator business.
Oh, for sure. We're very, all of our models are sold in the aftermarket right now, and we'll continue to do that in any new models we bring to the market. We have a big push on our DC models, both in the OE and the aftermarket for the larger units. We just recently came out with a 15 cube DC model and a 20 cube DC model that was just launched, let's see, April of this year, May of this year. So those are also being launched in the aftermarket as well. So if someone would like to replace their gas absorption with DC, or vice versa, somebody might have DC, want to go to gas, you never know, but there's that option for the consumer.
Mary, in times like these where the new RV sales is moderating for sure, does the aftermarket business pick up for you guys?
I think it does. That's what it's done in the past years. Yeah. And I assume this year is going to be the same. I think a lot more people are deciding, maybe I won't buy a new one, I'll wait and we'll do some upgrades. Or if someone's buying, if the used market tends to increase during these times, most people want to replace their toilet seat or their toilet when they buy a new one, and a lot of people do like for like replacements. But definitely, we definitely see people using their units. Like this lifestyle has been so popular, so we're just seeing the wave of that happening. But on top of that, people are, if they're doing upgrades versus buying new, we also see an increase in our aftermarket.
Okay.
And in the middle of the pandemic, Mary, we and I don't know how to pronounce Monomoy. How do you pronounce your new owner? Your new
Monomoy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Capital Partners.
Yes.
They acquired Thetford. I've got a posting in my hand here, December 10 of yeah, my point is, it just happened in the big picture of life, right?
Last December.
Yeah. Has it had an impact of note in any way, shape, or form on your operations?
Absolutely, a positive impact. It loved our old owners, and now we have new owners, and we're getting along with them very well too. It's been, it's a different way of doing business, and we're enjoying it. I think they've definitely made an impact since they've acquired us, and I think they have a lot of resources for us too, which is very helpful also, and new tools and things that we haven't thought about before that we're doing now. So. So far, so good, and very happy with it.
Rick, I got one more, but go ahead if you do.
I was going to shift topics, so why don't you finish up with what you were going to say?
Mine is a shift as well. It's probably the same one.
Yeah.
RBTI in particular.
Yeah.
But let me answer my main question is, Mary, can you possibly keep up with all these commitments? With your new job especially, and the list of things that he mentioned in the intro?
Well, I've been researching how to live on 2 hours of sleep, so I think so. So far, I've been able to do it. So I think so. I'm going to make a little shift on the Marback side, and we actually have Laura Petey that is running for the Marvac board right now. So hopefully she'll get that seat and she'll be able to continue our efforts on the Marvac board. Because that was my starting point with all the boards. And I think it's a great place for us to definitely remain, especially since we're a Michigan supplier. So hopefully she'll get that seat, and that's one board that I will come off of.
RBTI, a real general source of news, busy lately. And you've been serving as chair, right?
Yes.
What, anything there you want the industry to know in particular?
Recruitment, and maybe one more time, recruitment. That's the focus. I mean, we need more RV technicians. We need more people in this industry fixing RVs. That's how we're going to keep people in the lifestyle, so that if they have an issue, they can take it to a dealer and they don't have to wait to get it fixed. And when they get it fixed, it's fixed right. So, RBTI, their main initiative is recruitment this year, and they're doing a great job with it so far.
What are some of the things they're doing for that recruitment?
Well, I know they've been hosting shows, but going to shows,
Right.
When I say shows, kind of like working with school systems.
Right.
They've been spending a lot of time there. I know they've been working with like other schools in Texas, the prison system. So there's a lot of different avenues that they're going after recruitment, and it's been so far so good, successful.
Yeah. Tracy Engelmeyer, you guys brought her
Yeah.
on. She's been a big push with that as well. Kurt, of course.
Yes.
Lots
Yes.
of partnerships, like you mentioned. We've been seeing a lot of those coming across our news desks.
Yeah, and it's great publicity for the whole industry too. Even though it's on the training and service side, it's publicity for this industry. So, and it just brings awareness to the industry where people didn't even know. You get a high school kid that's not really a college bound person, and tell them about this industry. They're like, "What, RVs? I can fix RVs for a living? Heck yeah, let's do this." So I think it's a good thing.
The other thing really related to that is the RV Women's Alliance just partnered with RBTI on a 15 woman class. And I think Tracy was telling me they had over 65 or so people apply for that. And it was all women. And I don't think any of them were in the industry. So it's just speaks volumes to the appeal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not just male dominated. It's, females can fix RVs also.
But so how much time should we give you, Mary, before we bother you again with an interview about how it's going? You need 6 months till we interview you again?
Let's do 3 months.
3 months, you're on. We'll
This
put
is
it on the
fun.
calendar. All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mary.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you
much.
guys. Have a good one.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.